I'm so fast, and I'm gonna take you traveling the world. But I can love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'll give you the whole of what I've got.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another vlog. I don't know what episode it is, but we are out here on a beautiful sunny day. 0 clouds in the sky. I mean, there's a few clouds in the sky, but it is mint. 5-kilometer winds. The water is so calm and beautiful. What better day than to make a video talking about underwater housings and how to shoot photos and how to get bangers and just operate with the gear and everything involved with taking photos underwater. And I am joined with none other than the lion himself. I say the lion because he kind of looks like a lion. Let's Chris Howe. What's up, dude?
Lion hair has been activated.
Woo! I bet that just blows in the wind. Just looks great.
That's literally why I'm here, just to have shots of my hair blowing in the wind.
So Chris brought his jet ski from the 90s, which is amazing, and it mobs. Okay, so Chris brought a couple underwater housings with him for a myriad of different cameras, so we could really go through like the whole shebang if you're gonna, have a small budget or a big budget. And what are those housings that you brought?
All right.
That's a big compartment for an old ski, dude.
Yeah, man.
Like the new ones don't even have like half that amount of space.
We even got like a back compartment too.
Oh, what?
Boom, DJI Osmo Action. Just your standard, let's start shooting underwater photos. Mid-range, this is the one I use for my Sony RX105. A great little camera, very affordable, but I still wanted a bit more options, so that I recently got this. We have all the options to be able to use the camera underwater. You can press all the buttons, get the custom settings that you want. I even got the little addition to now switch my zoom. So now I can zoom underwater, go from a 16 mil to a 35 mil. But specifically I got this so I could level up my underwater game because it just wasn't the best with this. I got some decent photos of some dolphins in the Azores one time, but they weren't the sharpest, so I needed a little bit more light, so that's why I have this guy.
Dude, you're really good at this. I don't even have anything to add, except for what happens if water gets inside it? What actually happens?
The #1 selling feature for me was this. So if you open it up, it always feels weird when you're on the water itself, and you're just like, let's expose the camera.
Oh, no.
The moment water comes in, it just starts beeping.
Oh, that's
right.
Smart.
And then a little light. There's water inside. You should probably bring this to the surface right now.
Also, I'm terribly sorry if it's kind of going up and down and making you feel sort of seasick. That's the Earth, so blame the Earth for that. I've got no control over that. Warp stabilization will not work with the gravity of the moon. Okay. Little coffee break before we get started. Necessities. Don't you go anywhere. You've done this before.
A couple times.
That was fun. How do you feel mobbing? You haven't been mobbing in so long.
The last time we went was with you 2 years ago, and we always get bad weather, and today we have nice weather, which I'm really happy about. But it feels so good to just go fast. Also, you're just you're a maniac out there. You're all over the place. I'm just like, man, what's up?
I'm half decent now on a Sea-Doo, but when I first started and I got a spark and I first went out on the lake, I was timid and scared. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to get wet. I don't want to go in. And then I got over it, and now I
always imagine just your camera gear inside, just being like, ah!
Yeah, so I do have a little basket inside, and I have this dry bag that I carry with me, and that basket kind of makes sure the gear isn't sloshing around because, as you guys know, longtime viewers of this channel, I have broken a mic mount twice, one inside the 35mm jack, which sucked. Stopped for a quick little peach tea lemonade. No, I didn't get coffee, we're at Starbucks, but I'm dehydrated out there. I don't want to get more dehydrated by drinking hot caffeine or even cold caffeine. I want peach tea, okay? Leave me alone.
Are you guys the ones where you go to a restaurant and you're like, what's the best thing on the menu? And they're like, this thing. You're like, I want that. That's what we literally did right now. We're like, what's the coldest, most refreshing thing?
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Ooh, what is this?
Okay, we ordered some egg bites. They're healthy-ish because they're egg white.
These are surprisingly fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Will most definitely be purchasing again. All right, let's talk housings that you got for me.
I got 3 housings for you. #1, the most accessible. Literally the moment you buy, you can just throw it in the water and then you can actually just start shooting with it. It's great. This is why I love this. But one of the limitations with this, you can't get the highest quality photos out of this. So from there, I upgraded and I went to this water housing, which is the Sony RX100 Mark V water housing. If we open this guy up, we got the camera in there. Super small camera, can shoot a lot of great raw photos, but still has its limitations. So from there, if you want to upgrade, this is where we get into this bad boy for my Sony a7R III. Now, what I love specifically about this setup, you got a grip, you got a shutter right here, so you can actually shoot from the water, get a little bit more stable. All control over the whole entire thing, on, off. You got manual, shutter priority, aperture priority, video. Let's slide this little neoprene cover off right there, and you got yourself a dome port, which is arguably one of the best ports that you can start shooting with. The reason why I love this one is that this one's mainly for shooting underneath the water, and if you want to get those like half shots where it's like under the water and above the water. I really love having the dome port specifically for that. So when I first bought this camera rig, it did not come with a dome port. It actually came with a flat port. Now, as you can see, curvature, flat. The big difference is that when you put a camera underneath the water with a flat port, it actually magnifies. So let's say you have a wide angle lens and you put it underneath the water, it actually goes another 25% zoomed in. That's the way the light refracts through the water. So if you want to remove that distortion, that's when you throw a dome port. Now, one of the biggest issues that happens with underwater photography and when you're shooting in water is that you're gonna have water droplets all over the flat port or the dome port. So let's say you are shooting with a flat port. What you can do, and this is gonna be a little gross, it sounds really weird, what you use is like the oils from your ear and a bit of the earwax, and you place it on top of that, you rub it in, make sure it kind of goes away, and then what happens is that when you dip it in the water actually beats off, so that when you're shooting, you don't have all these water droplets that are actually destroying the focus or ruining your shot.
Like earwax?
Earwax.
On your lens? Just smear it in. I mean, that's gross, but that's genius. Like, that would actually work great. You could probably also use other types of wax.
Another recommendation is to use a non-scented candle wax. What you do is you actually just take the candle and you scrape it along, and then you rub it in until it's kind of gone, and that will make sure that the water droplets just slide right off of there.
Just buffing it.
Yeah, just buffing it. If you're shooting with a dome port, generally this is underneath the water, but you're gonna have times where you're gonna be kind of shooting above water a few times, or maybe half and half. What you're gonna do is just gonna use your own saliva. So what you do is you literally lick the port. It always seems weird when you're like, we're about to do the shoot, and you're just like, and then you're just licking the port. What that does is it creates a really thin layer of water on the top, and then the water actually beats off. What you're gonna wanna do is keep that underneath the water the most of the time, and then right before your shot, you'll bring it up, shoot, 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 because at some point it will start to dissolve. So you'll have to repeat that every like 5 to 10 minutes. That's literally spitting on there, licking it, making sure it's all rubbed in, but that will get rid of all those water spots.
All right, let's go shoot. Good to go.
We are creatures of habit, yearning for a way to be heard but rarely stop to hear. Caught up in our phones, worried about matching tones, rather have likes than likes, and for what? From a nation that operates on a false belief that we're not as important without a blue check or a first class.
All right, we're doing some diving out here, getting some dope underwater shots. When you're on an action cam, everything's in focus. That aperture is just so like stopped down. It keeps everything nice. But when you are shooting with the DSLR, trying to get that nice shallow depth in it, you know, you're underwater, you're trying to hold your breath, you've got a dive mask on, waves are coming in and bubbles are fogging up your vision. It's no easy task, but we're getting it done. It's hard work. I'm out of breath already.
I'm out of saliva. Another little thing is I would highly recommend that you get a dive mask and like a semi-floating life jacket just to like make it a bit easier so you can both see what you're shooting. Also, another thing, if your camera has sunny mode where it's really a bright screen, that will help a lot. On the Sony cameras, it goes from the EVF to the monitor. Just make sure it's set to the monitor so you actually get the shot.
It's also probably very important that I don't drop this because I have no housing on it because I wanted the audio to sound good. So I'm gonna go put it back in. was a very tiring day. The sun is setting. We've been in the water for hours, actually hours. And it's very, very tiring alone, just like holding heavy camera equipment all day, but in the water trying to swim and get back and jump and get back and jump and over while you're trying to hold your breath and focus, it's a very tiring process. So if there's anything I've learned about, you know, shooting water photos and underwater and that sort of thing, it's physically demanding. But we had a good time, and I think we got some killer stuff. You've probably already seen it by now in the intro or cut to some of the B-roll throughout this vlog, but other than that, it was great. I hope this audio works too. I mean, I got the Osmo Action mounted inside its housing, so I mean, I guess we'll find out. That's sport mode. Get out of here. Look at that. Woo!
Dude, good day. Like legitimately one of the best.
I mean, this does look pretty sick. Sun is like a fireball in the sky. Got a lot of riding in, got a lot of photography in, which is great. You know, being a YouTuber and making videos about photography all the time, you'd be surprised. I actually don't get to go out and take photos very often because I'm usually making videos about how to take photos or how to edit photos or video, stuff like that. And I actually don't get to use my camera as much as I'd like to. So being out there today, shooting for hours and hours and redoing shots and it was exactly what I needed. And it was so much fun. It was also very challenging for both Chris and I think that's what made it fun, is kind of diving into a new facet of photography. I think as a photographer, cinematographer, vlogger, whatever you do with your camera, I think it's important to bring it to new places because you're gonna learn new things, you're gonna have lots of fun, you're gonna, you know, achieve results that you wouldn't have if you didn't bring it to those places that maybe you're uncomfortable with, maybe you weren't, but that's what I learned today. And underwater photography is not easy, but it is fun, and it's something that I think we're both super interested in getting better at.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
One of the coolest parts about it is it's like a lottery. You just spray and you hope that you get a good shot because there's so many factors at play. You know, you have to try to like get like the above and below shot. You have to hope that it's in focus, hope that there's not like water droplets that get in the shot. Maybe there's a water droplet just right on Pete's head and you're like, that could have been the shot. That was the one. Right? But you just keep shooting and shooting until you're exhausted. And then there's like one or two photos that you're just like, they look different. You're really proud of them because you worked really hard for them. And yeah, today was fun, and it's cool to explore a whole new other genre, especially when it's out of your comfort zone. And I don't normally shoot things like this, and Pete doesn't shoot things like this, and we took our chances, and I hope that we got some good photos. I think that we did from what I looked through, but yeah, just go and try things. It's fun.
I think it's probably important to add to that, there are gonna be times you just get nothing. You work hard all day and you're out there diving in the water, swimming out of breath, seaweed in your hair. That didn't happen to either of us, but I'm trying to dramatize this. I'm trying to make this more dramatic. And sometimes you're just not gonna get anything, but you did get experience, and that is something. So, good day.
Good day.
Overall, great day. Starving though.
So hungry.
I almost forgot. Guys, what's in his pockets? All right, what do you got?
Wallet, leather wallet. Open that wallet up. We got, boom, pen.
Oh, space pen.
Space pen.
Hello.
Boom, black.
Love that. You always need a pen.
iPhone X, AirPods. One of my favorite tools, especially if you're into cameras. This thing is like the little small rig tool, but the best part is when you need to put a plate on. Just a flat metal edge, necessary. Hair tie, classic, long hair, always be prepared. And toss the pigs.
Explain what this is.
These are pig dice, and you're probably like, Chris, why do you carry pig dice in your pockets? Well, it's a fun game. It's small, you can carry it everywhere. And Pete and I will get dinner, and we will play toss the pigs.
Yo, those pigs are actually hilarious. Anything else? What do you got?
We got a knife. We got a Benchmade 940.
Woo! Hello. That's like the most popular EDC knife of all time. Did you know that?
I wonder who made that recommendation to me.
Oh, that may have been me. What do you got? It's the, ooh, look at that. G10 scales. Nice little deep clip. Reverse Tonto blade. S30V steel. Yes, please. Let's go. Good choice. Is that it?
And a lens cap because we all do it.
Oh my goodness. Dude, that's a good pocket dump. I am psyched. You might win so far for what's in your pockets. I'm going to crown you the champion so far.
Well,
that was dope. Thank you. Thank you for showing us that. Don't you guys just love what's in your pockets? Ah! Guys, thanks so much for watching. That was absolutely amazing. I'm glad you could come along with us. Thank you, Chris, for bringing all of your tasty underwater housings and cameras and holding your breath and doing all the things that, I mean, you worked way harder than I did. So thank you so much. Left Chris's channel and all of his links and socials below. Go check him out, give him some love, say hi, harass him for me if you don't mind. I would love that. There's bugs everywhere. Hit the like button, do all those things, the bell, subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next video. My arm's about to fall off. Goodbye.